Dear students, today we are going to read the third chapter of your Behind book, The Little Girl. Before we read the chapter, The Little Girl, we should learn a few things about the writer, Catherine Mansfield. Catherine Mansfield was a New Zealand born modernist, poet, writer and journal writer. She also has been her recognition as the journal writer. She was born in the colonial New Zealand and has written under the pen name of Catherine Mansfield. Her actual name is Kathleen Mansfield Murray. Okay, so let us start the chapter, The Little Girl. The little girl, from the very name, we can understand the story is all about a small girl, a very little girl, a girl who is very tiny. Little Girl is a story about the bond, the attachment between the parents and the child. When we are a child, we often misunderstand our parents because we think that parents are bit more strict with us. We don't understand that behind their strictness there is a sublimity of our benefit. There is a sublime way of their love and affection behind all the scolding, all the strictness they show to us. But as we grow older, we come to know that whatever the restriction, the strictness they have put on us was all for our benefits. Now here, do you feel you know your parents better now? जब आप लोग बहुत छोटे थे तब बहुत गुस्सा आता था, मम्मी पापा बहुत ज़्यादा स्ट्रिक्ट होते, ये मत करो, वो मत करो, ये ना जाओ, यहाँ ना जाओ, वहाँ ना जाओ. But as you're growing up, gradually you are realizing that it was all for your benefits or your well-beings. Then when you were much younger, perhaps you now understand the reason for some of the actions that used to upset you earlier. This story about a little girl whose feeling for her father changed from fear to understanding will probably find one echo in every home. Now in this story with the little girl, you can identify yourself because firstly we misunderstand our parents, that our parents are very strict. They put all kind of restrictions to our actions. But as we grow up, our feelings changes. We understand that it was all for our betterment. So let us read the chapter. To the little girl, he was a figure to be feared and avoided. तो उस छोटी सी बच्ची के लिए उनके जो पापा थे, he was a figure of to be feared. He was a figure of scare. The girl was not very comfortable with her father. Every morning before going to work, he came into her room and gave her a casual kiss, to which she responded with "Goodbye, father." So the relation between the girl and the father is very casual. The interaction happens when the father goes for the office. He comes to the room and gives a casual kiss. What is a casual kiss? The kiss without which is having no emotion. And in response, the girl also only say, "Goodbye, father." And oh, there was a glad sense of relief when she heard the noise of the carriage growing fainter and fainter down the long road. Now there is a feeling of relaxation in the little girl's mind when she hears that the carriage of her father, the noise of the carriage of her father is going reduced. It is going fainter and bleaker. In the evening, when he come home after she stood near the staircase and heard his loud voice in the hall. Again, after coming back in the evening, his father makes a hue and cry in the house. She stood near the staircase and heard his loud voice in the hall. Bring my tea into the drawing room. Hasn't the paper come yet? Mother, go and see. Take my papers out there and bring me my slippers. Now after coming to the house, her father starts the huge amount of in a way that was terrifying to the little girl. At that moment, what her father was doing, her father was wearing the spectacles, and under the spectacles she was looking at Kezia, and that was very scary for the little girl. Well, Kezia, hurry up and pull up these boots and take them outside. Have you been a good girl today? Now her father orders to take off the boots from her feet, and now he asks if she was a good girl throughout the day. I don't know, father. Now here Kezia starts stammering. I don't know, father. You don't know? If you started like that, mother will have to take you to the doctor. Now her father imitates her out of annoyance. You don't know? And he also wants that if he stutters or she stammers like that, they have to take her to the doctor. She never stuttered with other people, had quite given it up, but only with father, because then she was trying so hard to say the words properly. Now this thing only happens with Kezia when she is with her father. With other person, she never stammers or she never stutters. As she wants to pronounce all the words very perfectly, she starts stammering in front of her father. What is the matter? What are you looking so wretched about? Now her father is totally annoyed about her, and she expresses her annoyance, disgust. Why are you looking so wretched? Mother, I wish you taught this child not to appear on the brink of suicide. Here, Kezia, carry my teacup back to the table carefully. Now he tells his mother that please teach her some etiquettes, manners. The girl should not look so wretched. She looks as if she is going to commit suicide. She is so sad of her life. Okay? He was so big. His hands and his neck, especially his mouth, when he yawned, thinking about him alone was like thinking about a giant. Now to Kezia, her father was a huge person. When she thinks about her in solitariness, it appears to be thinking about a monster, a giant, because his hands are so big, his face is big, especially when he yawns, he looks so horrible. On Sunday afternoon, grandmother sent her down to the drawing room to have a nice talk with father and mother. You all know, on Sunday everyone is free, and Kezia is also free, her parents are also free. So grandmother wants a formal get together with the child and her parents. So she sent Kezia to her father and mother to have a nice talk with them. But the little girl always found mother reading and father stretched out on the sofa, his handkerchief on his face, his feet on one of the best cushions, sleeping soundly and snoring. But what a pity. When the girl enters the room to have a talk with her parents, what she finds? Her mother is busy with the reading and her father is sleeping and snoring. He is sleeping very soundly, very quietly, with putting a handkerchief on his face. She sat on a stool, gravely watched him until he woke and stretched and asked the time, then looked at her. Now Kezia, what she can do? She just sat quietly at the side of her father and watched her very minutely. And afterwards, when her father woke up, stretched himself and asked about the time. Then he looked at her very gravely. Don't stare so. ऐसे मत देखो मुझे. Kezia, you look like a little brown owl. What does you look like? You look like a brown little owl if you are looking at me like this. One day when she was kept indoors with a cold, her grandmother told that father's birthday was next week and suggested she should make him a pin cushion or gift out of a beautiful piece of yellow silk. Now once what happened, Kezia was at home because she had got cold. And that day, grandmother informed her as her father's birthday is proceeding. So she should make some birthday gift for her father, and that can be a pin cushion which can be made from a yellow silk. Laboriously with the double cotton, the little girl stitched 3 sides. But what to fill it with? Now laboriously, very diligently, with much effort, the girl made the pin cushion. She stitched the 3 sides of the cushion, but now she is confused what to stuff with the cushion. That made the question. The grandmother was out in the garden and she wandered into mother's bedroom to look her scraps. Now whom to ask, because grandma was busy in the garden. So when she was wandering, she just reached in the mother's bedroom and she found something. She tried to discover something to scrap, to stuff the cushion with. On the bed table, she discovered a great many sheets of fine paper, gathered them up, tore them into tiny pieces and stuffed her case, then sewed up the 4th side. Now, Kezia finds something to stuff up the cushion. What she finds? She finds a heap of paper on the bed table. So without knowing what these were, she just stored them finely and put them into the cushion and sewed the 4th side of the cushion. That night there was a hue and cry in the house. Father's great speeches for the Port Authority had been lost. So, in that very evening, there was a great noise, there was a fuss in the house. Why? Because father's great speech for the Port Authority for some purpose was lost. Rooms were searched, servants questioned, finally mother came into Kezia's room. So everything was done for searching the papers. Like servants were asked, rooms were searched, frantically searched, but there was no sign. Then Kezia's mother came to Kezia's room. Kezia, I suppose you did not see some papers on a table in your room? Very casually, her mother asked Kezia कि मुझे लगता है तुमने तो देखा नहीं होगा. Perhaps you have not seen the papers that was lying on my table. Oh yes, she said, I tore them up for my surprise. Now this innocent girl, she does not know anything about the papers, what purpose they were made of. So she admits, yes, I have seen them and I have tore them very finely and made my surprise gift. What? Screamed mother. Come straight down to the dining room this instant. Her mother screams out of fear and she orders her to come instantly in the dining room. And she was dragged down to where her father was pacing to and fro, hands behind his back. And when she was dragged down to the dining room, what she finds? Her father is pacing, her father is walking with very much tension, worryingly. And he said sharply. Mother explained, he stopped and stared at the child. Now all give the explanation that the thing was done very unknowingly, there was no purpose. But father was very much annoyed, angry. He only said, well, then he stared at the girl. He stopped and stared at the child. Did you do that? तुमने किया है ऐसा? No, she whispered. Now her voice is also choked out of fear. She only says, no. Mother, go up to her room and fetch down the damned things. See that the child is put to bed this instant. Now he is too much angry. Now he orders his mother to go up to the Kezzy's room and bring the wretched things. What is the wretched things? That pin cushion. Now for the father, it has become totally useless because his valuable speech has been torn off and has been stuck into the pin cushion. And he also orders to put the child instantly on the bed because he does not want to see her face now. Crying too much to explain, she lay in the shadowed room, watching the evening light make a sad little pattern on the floor. Bichari Kezia. She was locked in a room that was dark, and there was a faint light outside in the evening that was making a sad pattern which resembles Kezia on the floor. Then father came into the room with a ruler in his hands. Now her father enters into the room with the ruler in his hand. I'm going to beat you for this, he said. Oh no, she screamed, hiding under the bedsheets. Now she is so much scared that her father warns her that he is going to beat her. He just tries to hide under the bedclothes. He pulled them aside. He forcefully pulled the bedclothes. Sit down, he ordered, and hold out your hands. You must be taught once and for all not to touch what does not belong to you. Now he says that I want to teach you a lesson. What is not meant for you, you shouldn't touch it for your lifetime. You will get the lesson today. But it was for your birthday, the little Kezia. She wanted to explain that she has not done any mistake. Only she wanted to give a surprise gift to her father for birthday. Okay? Down came the ruler on her little pink palms. Hours later, when grandmother had wrapped her in a shawl and rocked her in the rocking chair, the child clung to her soft body. But father was not to hear. He beat the child. The little palms, the little pink palms were hurt by the ruler. And in the evening she was in a great depression. Her grandmother comforted her with the shawl and the child clung. The child attached to her soft body. What did God make father for? She sobbed. Now the child is so much frustrated. She now expresses her agony, mental agony. Why God makes the father for? There is no use, no need for father because fathers are so rude, so cruel. They don't have any emotion, they don't have any feelings for us. Here is a clean hanky, darling. Blow your nose, go to sleep. Pet, you will forget all about it in the morning. I tried to explain to father, but he was too upset to listen to that. Now the grandmother, she consoles the child with the hanky to rub her nose and to go to sleep. And she also gives the assurance that in the morning she will forget everything. She also just adds that she has tried to make the father understand the feeling of the child, but the father was too angry to understand. Quickly put both hands behind her back and a red color flew into her cheeks. She was so scared of her father that whenever she saws her, she remembers the incident of the beating on her palm, so she puts the hands back. And not only that, a red flash flows on her cheek out of fear. The McDonalds lived next door. They had 5 children. Looking through a gap in the fence, the little girl saw them playing tag in the evening. Now, just the opposite scenario was in the neighbor McDonald's house. What Kezia used to see there? She used to see through the gap in a fence that the McDonald's family, in the McDonald's family, Father McDonald was a very jolly person. They are having 5 children, and there is a very nice relationship between the father and the children. The father used to play with the children. In the evening, the father with a big mow on his shoulders, 2 little girls hanging out onto his coat, pockets ran round and round the flower beds, shaking with laughter. Once she saw the boys turn the hose on him, and he tried to catch them, laughing all the time. Now, what she every day witnesses, there is a very jolly environment in McDonald's house. The children play, they hang from his coat, their father's coat, their father's neck, shoulder. And not only that, one day she also witnessed that some children are trying to hose to wake their father with the pipe. But father is not scolding, rather he is enjoying all the incidents, and laughingly he is after the child to catch them. Then it was she decided they were different sorts of fathers. Now till now, Kezia only understands the fathers are only like our fathers. But after seeing the McDonald family, now she realizes that there is also another sort of fathers in the world who are very happy, who are very jolly, who are very gay with the children. Suddenly one day mother became ill and she and grandmother went to hospital. Now one day what happens? Her mother fell ill and she and her grandmother went to the hospital for checkup. The little girl was left alone in the house with Alice the cook. That was all right in the daytime. Now what happened? Kezia was left alone with the cook whose name was Alice. It was fine in the daytime, there was no problem with Kezia. But while Alice was putting her to bed, she grew suddenly afraid. But at the night time, when Alice was putting her on the bed, she became scared. What I will do if I have a nightmare? अगर मुझे कोई बुरा सपना आया तो मैं क्या करूँगी? She asked. I often have nightmares, and Granny take me into her bed, because she is a habit of seeing the nightmares, and her grandmother gives her comfort at that very moment. I can't stay in the dark, it all gets whispery. So she says it's अंधेरे में मैं अकेले नहीं रह सकती. It becomes very whispery, it becomes like, it seems like that some people are whispering around me. The atmosphere becomes very uncanny. You just go to sleep, child, said Alice, pulling off her socks, and don't you scream and wake your poor pa. Now Alice warns her while taking out the socks of her feet, and she warns her that don't scream at night if you see a nightmare and wake up your poor father. But the same old nightmare came. The butcher with a knife and a rope, who came nearer and nearer, smiling that dreadful smile. Now Kezia was a habit of seeing the nightmare, and one particular nightmare haunts her every day. And the nightmare was what? A butcher is coming with a knife and a rope, and he is having a very dreadful, very horrible, very terrifying smile on his face. while she could not move, could only stand still, crying out, "Grandma, Grandma." डर के मारे उसकी जैसे बोलती बंद हो जाती थी. She cannot move a bit. She only shouts out, "Grandma, Grandma." She woke shivering to see father beside her bed, a candle in his hand. Now when she wakes up, she shivers. What she finds? That her father is standing beside the bed with a candle in his hand. "What is the matter?" he asked. "Kya baat hai?" "Oh, a butcher, a knife, I want Granny." Now Kezia is so scared she cannot say the full sentence properly. She only utters, "A butcher, a knife, I want my Granny." He blew out the candle, bent down and caught up the child in his arms, carrying her along the passage to the big bedroom. Now you can see the affectionate side of her father. He is not only a strict person, he is having an ocean of affection, love for the child. What he does? He just bends down, he lifts up the child in his arms and takes her to his bedroom. A newspaper was on the bed. He put away the paper, then carefully tucked up the child. Now after that, what he does? He cleans up the bed, he lies the child over there, and not only that, he wrapped the child very comfortably. He lay down beside her, half asleep still with the butcher's smile all about her. It seemed she crept close to him, snuggled her head under his arm, held tightly to his shirt. Now, what her father does, he also lie down beside Kezia. And now Kezia, half asleep, आधे नींद में उसको फिर से वही butcher और उसके वही dreadful smile दिखाई देने. And what she did, she just crept to the body to get comfort. And what she also did, she snuggled, she attached, she made the position to get comfort from her father's love. Then the dog did not matter, she lay still. Now when she clung to the body of her father, now उसको अब डर नहीं लग रहा है अंधेरे से. She feels very much comfortable. "Here, rub your feet against my legs and get them warm," said father. Now her father says, "If you are feeling cold, then rub your feet against my legs and you will get some warmth." Tired out, he slept before the little girl. Now the father, he works very hard to make a luxurious life for his family. So he is so much tired. He feels first asleep before the child. A funny feeling came over her. Poor father, not so big after all, and with no one to look after him. Now the feelings for her father, before what she was carrying in her mind, that he is a monster, he is like a giant, so big, so huge, the feeling changes. Somewhere she feels pity for her father, poor father. She is not so big, what I think like, and with no one to look after him, he was harder than grandmother, but it was a nice hardness. Grandpa की तरह नरम तो है नहीं. There is no softness like grandmother. She is very hard, but the hardness is very nice. It is comforting. And every day he had to work and was too tired to be a Mr. McDonald. Now every day he has to work from dawn to dusk. So there is no time for him to become a McDonald father. Like a father like McDonald. She had torn up all his beautiful writing. She stirred suddenly and sighed. Now she is feeling repentance that she has made a blunder. She has torn up all the writings that her father has created for the speech. Now she has the repentance. She now stirred. अचानक से वो कांप जाती है. And she also sighed. वो एक आग भरती है कि I have made a real mistake that I have torn up my father's speech. What is the matter? Asked the father. Another train? Now father is very concerned about Kezia. He asked, again you have seen a train, a nightmare? Oh, said the little girl, my head is on your heart. I can hear it going. What a big heart you have got, father dear. Now what Kezia now says? She says that as I am putting my head on your heart, I can hear the heartbeats. I can feel the love, the care, the affection, what you are bearing in your heart. You are having such a big heart, my dear father. So here is the story. Hope you have enjoyed. And those who are, thinking that my mama or my pa is a very strict person, try to understand their feelings. Whatever they do, whatever they put the restriction for you, it is all for your well-being. So for this time, goodbye. Next time with the Ishwaranda story.